All right, with 106 days to go until Election Day, the campaign is temporarily switching focus from the economy to foreign policy. Mitt Romney is planning to make his first appearance on the international stage with a trip to Israel, England, and Poland. Now, it's no surprise that some of his stops will be with allies that the president has not exactly put on the forefront of his foreign policy agenda. But that's not keeping the president's campaign from hammering the governor for his overseas trip, saying that his visits are nothing more than a dog and pony show and calling his foreign policy platform lacking in substance. Joining me now with more on Mitt Romney's trip and on the latest in 2012, conservative columnist and policy impact director for the Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs, Tina Corbett, and Iraqi veteran and Florida congressional candidate, Ron DeSantis. Good to see you guys. Well, maybe Romney should just be offering the Muslim Brotherhood, like Obama and his team, $1.5 billion.
Okay, I think this is a really good move by Mitt Romney because he should not cede foreign policy to Barack Obama. As you just pointed out, he's giving money to the Muslim Brotherhood. More importantly, he's yet to visit Israel in his entire presidency. I think that what Romney's doing with this trip is saying he's going to make our allies important in his foreign policy strategy rather than our enemies.
Yeah, I think it's actually, I cannot believe that the president hasn't been to Israel. You know, and the snubs against Prime Minister Netanyahu are now well chronicled. But I think this trip is important because, first of all, it establishes relationships. He's likely to be the next president, but we'll see. And I just think it's a smart move. And didn't candidate Obama do that? Let's see, Brandenburg,
Berlin. Oh, that's a big pain rally. Yeah, I think we need a major course correction in foreign policy. If you want to look right now under Obama who our enemies are, just look who he's nice to. If you want to look at who our friends are, look who he disrespects. Great Britain with Winston Churchill's bus, Israel time and again, Poland with missile defense shield, and now in a second term, Obama says he'll be even more flexible with Russia.
But one thing that hasn't come up is the president's bowing before foreign leaders about American exceptionalism that he made and, you know, apologizing to her early in his administration. Do you think this comes up, even though the country is pretty much focused on the economy?
Well, we know this is going to be the economy election. It's not going to be about foreign policy. But I think at bottom, the president views the Iranian threat, various threats, just differently than the rest of us do. I think he really thinks they're open to negotiation. And I think the Islamist dictatorship is bent on Israel's destruction. And I just think Bibi understands that. Why can't President Obama? Romney understands that. I think that's what he's demonstrating.
What's scary to me, and I mentioned this earlier, is that you see Israel is now surrounded. North Africa, Libya, Muslim Brotherhood, Egypt, Muslim Brotherhood, you know, instability in Syria, possibly even flowing into Jordan at some point. So you're going to literally have a line that's going to start at, you know, it's, I guess, the pinnacle here, or the top is going to be Iran. They're already fighting proxy wars, and Israel's surrounded by people that are sworn to their destruction.
And President Obama, he wants Israel to go back to the 1967 borders in the midst of all of this, which is just unacceptable for Israel. So absolutely, I worry about what's happening in Egypt with the Muslim Brotherhood, and I'm confident that Mitt Romney would be a better friend for Israel throughout this turmoil than Barack Obama has been.
All right. The polls show that these Bain attacks have not worked, that the president now is spending more money that he's taking in, interestingly, spending more than 2 to 1 what Romney's spending, and he's got nothing for it. So where would you rather spend your money, in August or September and October leading up to the election?
I think it's great that finally people are wising up about Obama and his responsibility for the economy. I think we saw a poll that says that now finally the majority
of Americans... That's the poll that came out today. Right?
Yeah, that the majority of Americans blame Obama for it. And I mean, I don't really think it matters when he spends his money, where, bottom line...
No, it does matter. If he's spending more than he's taking in, it's sort of like the deficit.
Oh, right, in terms of his campaign financing. But I'm saying in terms of winning over the American people, he can try to run these destructive ads, whatever. In the end, take away excuses, all that's left are results, and the results...
There's 2 points to the poll she's referencing here. One is that more people are blaming Obama for the bad state of the economy, which now is getting worse. And secondly, the attacks on blaming Bush, 18%. It's not working anymore. His go-to strategy is over. Look at this. You know, who do you blame for the economic recovery? Obama. There you go. Congress, at the very bottom, there's George W. Bush. I guess they can't blame George W. Bush anymore. Won't have him to kick around.
You're never going to grow the economy with Obamacare looming, Dodd-Frank, cap and trade, all these things.
And Tax-mageddon.
If you want to grow the economy, elect a new president. It's that simple.
You mentioned Tax-mageddon. 710,000 jobs we will lose if that in fact hits. So, yeah, he's putting a huge destructive force in place right now, letting the...
So I think there's this unknown percentage of people out there that have been so impacted by these bad economic decisions, they're going to go out and force. Because this is about their family, their future, their loss of wealth. But we're going to see. Guys, good to see you. Thank you very much. And as always, that's all the time we have left this evening. Thank you for being with us. Let not your heart be troubled. Greta's next. She's in Colorado to go on the record. Greta, take it away.
Bizarre, freakish, dazed, our first look at the accused mass murderer in the movie theater massacre.
You have a right to be represented by an attorney. If you could not afford one amid statutory guidelines, I would appoint one to represent you at no cost to yourself. Any plea